talked about football, but let's go in a little deeper. Over the weekend, reports were swirling that Tom Brady was retiring from the NFL after 22 years, and that was the story. And then suddenly, the reports surfaced that it seems like they could have gotten that wrong and that the reporters over at ESPN were confused and he hadn't made up his mind. And everybody's confused. But USA Today reports that after a little digging, reporters found out that Brady has a strong financial incentive to delay this announcement. If he waits until February 4th before announcing he's done, he'll be entitled to the rest of his signing bonus, which is $15 million from the Bucs. So we just have to stay tuned until, I guess, February 4th for anything official.
Wow.
There's a theory amongst the insiders I watched a game with.
Oh.
I watched a game with insiders.
You sure as hell do.
That I think it was, is it Adam Schefter?
Oh, Schefter?
Schefter.
Wait, are you telling us who the insiders are?
No, that's
he reports.
There's a conspiracy theory that the guy who broke the story was fed false info to make him look like an ass.
Worked.
Because he was against Brady during the whole Deflategate thing, and Brady hasn't forgotten. You know,
that's cold.
By the way, all the greats never forget.
Apparently.
You know what I mean? They're the greatest grudge holders of all time. All the greatest Americans are also the greatest at holding a grudge. We always say you're supposed to let everything go and turn the page and turn the other cheek. Not according to the greatest Americans on the planet who hang on. You know, I mean, Brady, he was, drafted 189. That's his grudge. He was slighted. You know what I mean? Like he went like the 6th round. His whole reason he broke every record that ever stood before him is because he felt slighted.
Right.
Wow.
Never let it go.
Fed him. Well, I'll tell you, January 29th, so just a couple days ago, this is the headline on ESPN. Tom Brady retiring after 22 seasons, 7 Super Bowl wins with the New England Patriots and Tampa Buccaneers. Sources say. Mm-hmm. So somebody fed him some bullshit?
Well, that was the working theory when I was watching football.
At the very least, he jumped the gun.
Right.
So, whoopsie. All right, so we'll have to wait and see because they gave him, what was it, a $20 or $22 million signing bonus, but 15 of that apparently doesn't come to fruition for another week or so. So, unless somebody's feeding me erroneous information, we'll find out.
I heard that.
So we talked a little about, Joe Rogan, but a couple other things I want to get into with that. His podcast, he's now responded to the Neil Young's decision of pulling his music down due to what he calls, Rogan spreads this information, this misinformation, and Young took a stand on it. Joni Mitchell and Nils Lofgren removing their music as well from Spotify. And Rogan says he's a huge Neil Young fan and he's sorry he feels that way. So I have a video. The video is 10 minutes. I'm going to show you 1 minute.
Could they just drill down on what the fucking misinformation is? It's always just misinformation. Good. Go through the talking points.
Yeah.
Or why don't you get Sanjay Gupta to go on and debate whoever Joe Rogan was talking to? Like, let's have a robust debate.
That would be great.
Or start specifically addressing the things that were incorrect.
Well, I think
so. It's this big umbrella of misinformation. Never any specifics.
Well, when you launch the idea of let's have somebody with an opposing view come on, that's something that Joe seems to be going in the direction of. He admits he's not always prepared. He doesn't always get it right. And that he now wants to balance out more controversial viewpoints with a mainstream expert on the same show. TheStreet.com says that Neil Young, the controversy has led to this hashtag campaign and nearly 12% of Spotify's stock has dropped. Whoa. How related that is, unclear.
Spotify's stock has been dropping for a long time. They're trying to connect it to the controversy, but it's been going for a while.
The reason why I thought that was interesting is because everyone's like, oh, yeah, now when Spotify makes him apologize, I was like, oh, is that what's going on? I'm not really sure. So he just put up this kind of casual 10-minute video, and here's a minute of Joe's thoughts.
The problem I have with the term misinformation, especially today, is that many of the things that we thought of as misinformation just a short while ago are now accepted as fact. Like, for instance, 8 months ago, if you said, if you get vaccinated, you can still catch COVID and you can still spread COVID. you'd be removed from social media. They would ban you from certain platforms. Now, that's accepted as fact. If you said, I don't think cloth masks work, you would be banned from social media. Now, that's openly and repeatedly stated on CNN. If you said, I think it's possible that COVID-19 came from a lab, you'd be banned from many social media platforms. Now, that's on the cover of Newsweek. All of those theories that at one point in time were banned were openly discussed by those two men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation. I do not know if they're right. I don't know, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm just a person who sits down and talks to people and has conversations with them. Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Well, first off, Neil Young is supposed to push back against the man. Joe Rogan is not the man. The CDC's the man. Fauci's the man. Gavin Newsom's the man. WHO, that's the man. That's the establishment. Joe Rogan is not the man. So it's weird. I've said that. I've been saying this entire pandemic. Hey, comedians, why aren't you pushing back against the man? You think Tucker Carlson's the man or Joe Rogan? They're not the man. Gavin Newsom's the man. He's the guy who shut down your fucking state. So go push back against him, you fucking cowards. But they don't do that. So it's this weird paradigm we're in, especially with artists and comedians of all people, the Joni Mitchells and the Neil Youngs, the fighting and stepping up against Nixon and the Vietnam War and Kent State and everything. But now they're going after Joe Rogan.
But I think the new man, Trump excluded, the new man is non-political influencers.
Yeah.
Because they're who we hear from the most, you know?
I guarantee whatever proclamations that were made on Joe Rogan's podcast over the last 20 months versus what was said on CNN, he has a much higher batting average of accuracy than CNN does. So if you want to push back, what about all the shit CNN got wrong?
Sure.
And by the way, it can't just be this thing where it's like, well, yeah, they got it wrong, but in the name of safety. Yeah, they thought you could get it at the beach or outdoor dining, or they need to close down the schools or whatever, but that's all safety. It's wrong. It's either wrong or it's right. If it's wrong, it's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And they've been wrong about most everything. They've had to revise people were wiping everything down, Lysoling everything.
Remember that? Q1 of COVID, remember?
Q1?
Yes.
Right. That's right.
All right. Everyone got a lot of shit wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's all right. We have a debate.
Well, it's funny because I put up, I guess it was a little social experiment this morning, and I posted the whole video. And I said, because I have a lot of people on both sides on my Facebook little collection. And I said, this is a good opportunity for those of you who claim to be interested in tolerance, to exercise. This is a really good opportunity to exercise some tolerance. Joe Rogan put up a really eloquent 10-minute video. I recommend you watch it before you comment because I know you probably have feelings either way about him. And I got told to fuck myself by so many people. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying watch this video. It's really well executed. And if you'd like an opportunity to stretch your tolerance muscles, this would be a great opportunity. I got told to go fuck myself. Then someone else would tell that guy to go fuck himself.
Wow.
The experiment was such a bust. I can't even tell you. So we are not interested in that kind of tolerance.
I've never been more disappointed in adults.
It was pretty crazy.
No fucking idea they'd turn out to be this fucking dumb. And the deal is everyone's just got to fuck off. You got to just say what you're going to say. You can't apologize. You can't backpedal. If you're incorrect, then you can correct yourself.
Right.
But people are going to have to come forward with some information rather than this weird sort of dark notion of this misinformation thing. Call the person a liar and then throw some stats up and correct them.
Right.
So it's too ambiguous, this misinformation. And it all seems to just apply to stuff you believe in. It's not misinformation. It's your information.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, just to put a bow on this, because we hadn't talked about it yet, the big protest in Canada, thousands of protesters gathered in Canada's capital on Saturday to protest vaccine mandates, masks, and lockdowns. Some are protesting a new rule that took effect on January 15th that requires truckers entering Canada to be fully immunized. The United States has imposed the same requirement on truckers entering the country, but the BBC reports that organizers of the protest have called for the full elimination of all COVID-19 restrictions and vaccine mandates. Some are also calling for the removal of Trudeau. ABC reports that the Canadian Trucking Alliance said a great number of these protesters have no connection with the trucking industry. They're doing their own thing. They're adding their own agenda. The alliance notes that the vast majority of drivers are vaccinated. But my point is it's kind of a shit show whether you're looking up or you're here.
All right. Trudeau is a colossal pussy. That guy's a fucking pussy.
Ruined hockey.
So pretty,
goddamn
though.
Christ.
He's pretty. Very easy on the eyes.
I know. So glad that guys lost your Stanley Cup, and I'm so glad you played in an empty arena. Look, here's the thing. Trudeau, you're fucking colossal puss. You made your hockey team play in front of nobody in the arena, and then Florida, the arena was filled. Okay, what was that? 7 months ago? When was this? When was the Stanley Cup playoffs? Was that 7-8 months ago? We can figure it out. I don't follow hockey that closely. All right.
Summer.
Okay, so now let's figure out what happened to all the people who went to the home games in Florida versus the non-people that didn't show up for the fucking empty arena when you guys in Canada played at home. And if the folks in Florida are fine, then shut the fuck up and feel free to change. Feel free to modify.
Right. Modify.
Don't double down.
Reimagine.
This thing is like, I'm going to make myself right by doubling down on shit I was wrong about 10 minutes ago. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Why do we all have to be punished because you were wrong? Ugh.
Well,
idiots.
Moving on to...
He's such a puss.
Yeah.
Canada, you got what you deserve. You got a fucking colossal puss bag.
Which is funny because when I think of Canada, I think of like... the fucking Yukon, like rugged, like it's interesting who represents who.
And also, scaring the shit out of kids, it's long-term ramifications. All the fucking teachers that are pussies, all the union leaders that are pussies, all the leaders. You scared the shit out of kids for 2 years needlessly. You don't think that's going to hang around for a while? Yeah. It's not going to rattle around in their bean for the next 50 years? You scared them. You freaked them out. That's abusive. You didn't need to do it. You're trying to scare the kids so we can make you right somehow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, we have a sort of ongoing list here. Our co-host Brian, who's out today, has this list of like, oh, are they dead or alive? Like if I say somebody passed, like they were still alive. Very, very sad to hear about the passing of Howard Hesseman, who I was not totally sure was still alive. He died on Saturday at Cedars-Sinai Medical Hospital in L.A., complications from colon surgery. He was 81, and if for some reason that name isn't ringing a bell, let me remind you, Dr. Johnny Fever on the classic 70s sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, and the school teacher in the 80s sitcom Head of the Class. That launched Robin Givens' career, if you remember. Emmy nominated for WKRP, which ran for 4 seasons, and he will be missed.
I think, Chris, you might be able to find this. I think he was the manager in Spinal Tap.
Oh.
For the band, the rival band that was playing like the Mega Dome somewhere.
Right.
The Enormo Dome.
The Enormo Dome. And you're like, we could sit, we could talk here, but we gotta go over there and wait.
Yeah, he was Duke Fame's manager.
Love to stay and chat, but we got to go in the lobby and wait for the limo.
Yeah,
Good voice.
that's right. That was one of his greatest roles.
Wow. Totally forgot about that.
Maybe we can find that as a tribute to
there we go.
to the man. That was fast, Chris.
Kalen.
It's okay, we know it's Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap. David St. Hubbard, Spinal Tap. Derek Small, Spinal Tap.
Andy Sample?
Listen, where are you playing in Tap? Are you playing here?
We're doing the Enormo Dome, whatever it is. It's terrific.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
good
big
house. We
place,
sold
that
it
side
out.
of town.
Very
That's a big
nice.
place. You sold it out.
20,000 seats. We really should run, you know. That's
good.
Good.
How are you, laddie? Great to see you, Ter. Terrific to see you.
Liam.
Ian.
Listen, we'd love to stand around and chat, but we gotta sit down in the lobby, wait for the limo.
Duke, thanks. We'll catch up with you on the road again, Terry.
Yeah,
cheers.
Best of luck.
Duke, we'll catch up with you on the coast, maybe. Great.
Great to see you.
Wow.
So many great bit parts.
I
in there.
know. And all very subtle. Yeah.
Bobby Fleck.
It's going to be missed.
Yeah. Well, we also talk a lot on the show about luck and, who's to say who's lucky and who had the silver spoon in their mouth and who, maybe didn't have such luck that we thought they did. Miss USA 2019 Cheslie Kryst reportedly died by suicide early Sunday morning. She was 30.
What?
Miss USA.
Stunning.
Yeah. Oh, I have a picture of her. Ridiculously gorgeous. She died after jumping from a building in Manhattan. She was an attorney who sought to reform America's justice system. She was a fashion blogger. She was on Extra. She was a correspondent. She was crowned Miss USA 2019. The New York Post.
What's her name?
I hope I'm saying it right. Cheslie Kryst,
Oh,
Kryst.
She was, an extra.
The New York Post reports that sources say Kryst left behind a note saying she wanted to leave everything to her mother, who herself was also a former pageant winner. The note didn't include a motive. She just jumped off a building.
Oh, God. That's
so you never know.
You wonder what percentage of people are just organically suicidal.
Yeah.
Like, there's the people, there are certain amount of people that are just gay.
Sure.
And then there are people who got fiddled with by a priest and it kind of scrambled them up a little. But there's just a certain amount and there's the people that want to kill themselves because of, addiction, depression or whatever. But isn't there just a certain amount of people that are just like, I am not going to see my 50th birthday?
Yeah. Very possible.
There's no signs of it. There's no.
I know he didn't mean to,
and it's like jumping off a building is not a cry for help. It's I want out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's weird, right?
Yes.
Like I wonder how much of it is just organically. I don't want to be.
Well, if there's
wasn't meant to be here.
medication where they say side effects are suicidal thoughts.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can take something to alter your chemicals in your body to have suicidal thoughts. And all of us are different people with different chemical levels. Some have high cholesterol, some don't. Some, you know what I mean? All the different things in our body. So I think you're right. I think there are some people who just their chemicals are off to where they do have a natural tendency of suicidal thoughts and won't make it to their 50th birthday and know that.
Mm.
So sad.
And you think about, somebody who you'd never imagine her, but whatever demons she was fighting, whatever's going on, she was really good at putting on a happy face. And she must have felt it just wasn't serving her anymore. I don't know.
She was, I think, at the top of Extra, the Billy Bush show.
Yeah, she
was like regular extra. She's like bouncing around.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So you just never know.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I would love to deliver, I'd actually love for Tisha Campbell to deliver this very scary PSA. She shared this on Instagram that she believes she was almost taken by human traffickers.
What?
And when you hear this story, you will have basically no doubt. She's 53, where she rose to fame on Martin. She went on Instagram Friday to share this experience in a video she originally just sent to her brother. Then she decided to make it public. While she didn't say where she was, TMZ reported it happened in Brownsville, Texas, about 10 minutes from the Mexican border. And here's just a minute of her telling you what happened.
Don't freak out, but I think I almost got snatched up. So they don't have Ubers where I'm filming, and I had to call a taxi. So I get this number, but the truck that the van that pulls up is real sketchy looking. But there's a guy in the back seat, right? So when he jumps out, the guy is just standing there. I thought he was getting dropped off, but he's just standing there. And he goes, "Get in," and I go, "What?" He goes, "Get in," and I go, "No." And then I look at the car, look inside the car, it's fucked up. The rubber is pulled up from the bottom. There's dirt everywhere. The back seat looked like it's snatched out for a fucking reason. And so the guy in the front seat, the driver goes, "Get in the car." And I go, "Well, I'm not getting in the car." And the guy in the back is like kind of mushing his body towards me to get in the car. And the guy says, "Well, then get in the front seat then." And I said, "I'm not getting in that fucking car. Fuck y'all. Fuck out of here," right? I asked the lady at the front desk, I said, "Yo, who's the guy that gave me this number?" And she was like, "Why would he give you this number?" Yo, this trafficking shit is real, but they got me fucked up.
They were going to take her to Mexico?
Who knows? Getting a fucked up old rickety van with 2 random strangers? That's your taxi that was called?
Who gave her the phone number? We need to do an investigation.
Right.
Cartels, man. They're getting out of control.
And that's the thing. It's like, I was raised Midwestern, like youngest kid, Jewish. You're fine. Don't upset people. You'll make them uncomfortable. You make him feel bad. Mm-hmm. I have had to shed that skin, man, because you don't get in that fucking van.
No. Hell, I always thought I was safe from trafficking. I'm like, I'm old now. I'm not prime. They don't want me. I got crow's feet. They didn't want me. But now they almost took.
There's a category like in porn that'll pay a little extra.
Oh.
They're different categories.
Right.
You know what I mean? MILF, plumper.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not traditionally
right.
a powerhouse in the porn category, but it's that way with trafficking as well.
I didn't know that. I should know that because I do sit on the board of anti-human trafficking organization. But
you do?
It's women and children that we restore and recover, and they're all younger, like in our homes. They're like early 20s and teenagers and little kids, 7-year-old boys, like 4-year-old girls, like young little kids. And that's our organization works mostly with younger children.
What's the name of the organization?
Unlikely Heroes.
Who is doing the trafficking?
Is
it cartels?
I mean, we do have a home in Mexico that I'm sure has a lot to do with the cartels, but it's really tourist. It's a tourist business. So like in Thailand, it's their biggest tourist
attraction.
Yeah, their income for the country, their tourism is
sex tourism.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's weird that there's an audience.
Oh yeah, apparently a big one.
Yeah, or just enough to make it gross,
or regular repeat offenders.
Yeah, so weird. 2022
Super Bowl Sunday is known as one of the highest days for trafficking.
Really?
Because you think no one's paying attention?
No, it's a lot of the parties, the VIP parties, where there's escorts that are forced to be there.
Wow.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it's situations like that where there's like a party and a bunch of girls come to this party and they think they're going to a party, but it's not a party.
Oh my God. Well, I listened to a lot of like docuseries and stuff, and there was one about like, you'd think of a prostitute or a sex worker like, she's in control of the situation and we really should legalize it. But if it's legalized in their viewpoint, then the women have nobody looking out for him. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's not illegal. I can't protect you. Like, then you're really out of luck.
What do you do?
Because a lot of these women aren't just like, this would be fun. Like, there's somebody waiting for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe these things take place in what we thought was the sort of Jetsons future. 2022.
First
I can't
world.
believe we just have all the same old fucking problems. Mm-hmm. I mean, something as old, they always talk about the original profession, prostitution, but I mean, this is something that goes way back before the Bible, and here it is. Ugh.
Alive and well, unfortunately.
Yep.
Unlikelyheroes.org.
Yes.
Okay, great.
All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
Let's do that. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.
Well, last but not least, there's the Jordan Harbinger Show, a different kind of sponsor for this episode. The Jordan Harbinger Show is a fascinating podcast. We're all interested in the Jordan Harbinger Show, so if you like it, and you like interesting podcasts, then you should check it out. There's an episode for everyone. No matter what you're into. Jordan talks to Scott Adams about persuasion in a world where facts don't matter. You can go inside the dark world of wildlife trafficking. See?
Oof.
It's all still going on. You always find something useful to apply to your own life, routine changes, boost productivity, slight mindset tweaks to change how you see the world, and you can enjoy the show like we do. The Jordan Harbinger Show, that's HARB as in boy, IN as in Nancy, GER, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to finer podcasts. It is the Jordan Harbinger Show. Angela, let me plug the book. It is called Who Do I Think I Am? And it's going to be available March 15th, but pre-order it now.
That's right.
I got a book out. You can pre-order as well. So while you're on Amazon, pre-order both our books and the podcast. Let's see.
Mangela.
Oh, Mangela. Sorry. Took me a second. Mangela on the website. Angela.com is where you go, and then you can check out Anthony Rodia's web and pod and everything else as well. And Bray Improv, the Shatner show I'm doing is sold out, but still some tickets left this Sunday on February 6th. Dennis Quaid. Those tickets are still available. And until next time, this is Adam for Anthony and Gina and Angela saying mahalo.
I got told to fuck myself by so many people. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying watch this video. It's really well executed. And if you'd like an opportunity to stretch your tolerance muscles, this would be a great opportunity. I got told to go fuck myself. Then someone else would tell that guy to go fuck himself.
Wow.
The experiment was such a bust, I can't even tell you.